Hi everyone, this is Sunny and I'm doing another quick reading for you guys. The question for today is going to be about your celebrity crush. So, sorry, my throat's been terrible and I have allergies, so I apologize. But today's question is going to be who would confess to each other, right? So, let's say you guys met, right? Your celebrity crush and you met. Who would confess first? So, I have pile 1, 2, and 3 from left to right. Stop the video if you feel like you need more time to contemplate on the cards, feel out your energies, and then once you're ready, select the timestamp in the description, and I'll see you there. Or you can select different piles as well. But I would also like to say that I will put the celebrity crush you're thinking about on the left side, the filling in the middle, and then you would be on the right side, okay? So each pile should know that. So I will start with the first one. I will move these. So pile 1, the Magician upright is on the left. The next card, 10 of Wands reversed. And last but not least, you have the 3 of Swords reversed. So pile 1, I think you would try to come up to your celebrity. But here's the scenario that I'm thinking. I think your celebrity would kind of point out to you. I feel like for some reason this is like an artist you think about for most of you, and the artist is kind of jamming out in their concert venue, for example, or they're having a session, like a small like maybe like in their studio or something, and you just happen to be there, but it just so happens that they kind of point out into the crowd or into like the hall or something, and then you're there and they're like, yeah, you, and then you decide to kind of come up to them and like tell them, oh my god, hi, how are you, and they kind of talk to you. So it's more like subtle cues maybe that you kind of signal to each other that you're like interested, or maybe that you're like, hey, what's up, or they give you like a VIP. They give I think they give the security like the VIPs, and they kind of point you out, in the crowd. Not saying that there's like after naughty things, right? But sometimes they just kind of meet you halfway in that sense, where they kind of let you kind of go backstage, And I think overall, you'll notice that they will be kind of nice and interesting. It feels like a very magical moment where it's very spur of the moment, where you might not see that coming, or if you did see that coming, it feels like, wow, they're everything I envisioned. Or maybe you're the kind of person that has a crush on on like example, like a character or an actor and actress from like the Harry Potter lore, because this is like magician, like I think wizards. So maybe you have like a crush on like Daniel Radcliffe, or maybe you have a crush on Rupert Grint, or what's that? I forgot the guy who had a supposed glow up, but I forgot. But I think everybody knows. Neville, there you go. But I don't remember the actor's name. Or maybe you just like Emma Watson, there's always females there too. Personally, in my humble opinion, I think the best looking person there is actually, I've always had a thing about Malfoy's dad, so there's that. The arrogance, it's just chef's kiss. But yeah, I do think that they would kind of like, it feels like a very magical character. So maybe even if it's not a Harry Potter character, it could be a character from like The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. It just feels like, like maybe you could, you like, what was it? Is it House of Dragons, for example? It just feels like you have this taste for like the magical, like maybe there's like Venus Neptune connections to this person, or maybe you, but I also feel that it's just maybe you meet them up after a heartbreak, and I think you've been in your heart space about how to heal that. Maybe you're scared that they could hurt your crush your heart, and be, like it's just a simple crush. But yes, I do think they would kind of signal you out, and I think you'd be the one to push your efforts into them, like at this 10 of Wands going towards the Magician. It feels more like it's effortless work, but it feels like you're the one doing the walking, it's like, oh, me, and like you go up to them kind of thing. So I do think that that's more or less who would confess first. I think it would be interesting to kind of see where this would go, because the magician is someone that could probably have anything and anyone, right? And you're coming out of this energy where you're focusing on your heart and, you know, trying to pull swords out, or maybe you just want to get that sword out by kind of like finally peeling the bandage. Like, I want to confess that I really like them, and whatever comes is fine with me. Like, you're pretty much maybe letting go of expectations that this person can like you. You just kind of want to let them know. But I do think it's going to be you, the person who's going to confess, if that makes sense. But I do think that maybe you might either have like low not self-confidence, but low self-esteem when it comes to maybe how you look, or how you perceive yourself. And I also think that maybe you're kind of working on that, or you're kind of keeping your cards close to your heart. For others, it may be that you guys are coming out of a heartbreak, but I just feel like you're someone that kind of wants to get out of this rut. I do think you're kind of switching it up. There's a lighter energy. It feels like there's a load off your shoulders, but I do think overall you're the person approaching your artist or celebrity crush, right? So I hope that helped with the scenario. I will start with the next one. Pile number 2. Remember, I have the left side for your celebrity and you are on the right side. So you have, the King of Swords upright. I'm sorry, I didn't want to sneeze. And then the next card is Seven of Swords upright. There you go. I don't know if I say King of Swords upright. Did I say? I don't know. I don't know. Why am I in my head? This energy kind of made me feel anxious. All the good sword energy. And then last but not least, the King of Cups reversed for you. Interesting. What a very calculating pile I have in here. Pile number 2, I think that your celebrity crush is someone that's very intellectually smart. So, or at least perceives. If he's an actor or she's an actress, they end up getting roles that are very brainy or very like astute, or like they have to think. Maybe they're like the person that like they hire like in a show, and the character itself that they play is someone that has to kind of work into like the mind of the criminal or something, things like that. Someone that's very intellectually smart, kind of is very cunning and fox-like, and who uses their intellect to get what they want and to stay at the top. And then with the Seven of Swords upright, I feel like they're kind of sneaky, and maybe they're people that, because they're good looking and smart and they know how to have their way with words, they're someone that kind of gets their way, you know. I'm sorry, my throat's been terrible. They get their way, and I feel that they have a bit of a wandering eye from time to time, but I do think they like to get away with things. So maybe they like to be a flirt, perhaps, and kind of pick here and then pick over there, and then kind of they pick and choose, you know. No hard feelings. And then with you, the King of with the Knight of Cups, I didn't want to do that, but oh well. The Knight of Cups reversed. I think you wanted to kind of, you're the person that's going to confess to them, I feel, but it's going to take you some time to kind of confess, or at least you're going to take some time to approach them, because you kind of know how their personality is. Pile number 1, 2, I wanted to say 1. And I think that you kind of know them more or less of how they are, so you kind of take a step back and realize, you know, maybe I can like figure this out before I take my heart out and hurt myself, you know, like this is a cup energy. I know it's kind of reserved, but your emotions are still there. I had to take a sip of water, sorry, just so I can not sound so screechy. But I do think you're the one that's approaching them, but I feel they're the one that want to. I don't know if it's you or them, or you both have this kind of energy where you kind of want to be sneaky about it. Maybe they have a partner, maybe they're married, and that's why you have a crush on them. But it just feels like even if this isn't the scenario and you both are single, or if you have a partner, you would kind of keep it on the down low. It's not something that you guys would want to have that air out. You would be very tactful and secretive as to where you would guys want to meet and stuff. But I do think, look, I'm just pointing out the obvious here, but there's kind of that energy where you guys kind of want to have a rendezvous, right? Behind closed doors. And I don't know whether it'll be successful or not, because I don't know if this is something that's going to be long term. It doesn't feel like it's long term. There's so much sword energy in here, and even if the cups is reversed, it just feels like it's going to be like a quick fling or something. Maybe like you kind of want something like a one night stand, or maybe you just want to kind of mess around for a little bit and not get attached. But it just feels like you guys, it would be a short-lived kind of thing, but I do think you're the person who would kind of come up to them and confess, or at least if you try to kind of get to know them and get to have a date, and because you're interested in dating or something, it's not something that relates to this person. I think this person has very different morals and ideals for what they want in a relationship, and I don't think they want to be monogamous. Sorry. It just feels like someone that wants to be sneaky. So this person is very smart. I think you're smart too, but you're someone that kind of is emotionally intelligent, and you navigate from this heart space, and this person's from their head space. So it's very rational, logical, and you're more like empathetic and sympathetic. So do with that what you will, but I don't know, pile number 2, someone's kind of being sneaky here, and maybe it's both of you, but it feels like maybe you're trying to go behind paparazzi, maybe, or like behind people's photography. Like maybe you're trying to avoid TMZ, or it just feels like you're maybe trying to avoid people that no one notices that you're getting away with it. It's like you're being very sneaky. So again, that's the energy that more or less resonates with this. So I feel that maybe even if this wasn't specifically you, the artist was like that, or the celebrity, I feel the celebrity kind of always gets away with it because either one, this person's very smart, or they have a team where they kind of fix it for them so that they always get their way and get away with everything. They kind of walk away unscathed. So maybe you might not walk away unscathed, but it feels to me like this person could, because they have all the means in the world. So I hope that helped pile number 2. I will start with the next one. I'm sorry if you did not like that message, but that's more or less what's coming up. So pile number 2, you have the Queen of Wands upright. I'm sorry, I said pile 2. I think I meant, sorry. I was trying to say pile 3. Maybe you were attracted to pile 2 for some of you guys, but I apologize. The next one is, I apologize for that too. You guys have the 6 of Swords, right? 6? Yeah. You have the 6 of Swords reverse, and last but not least, the 2 of Wands upright. I don't want, I'm sorry, pile 3. My throat's not great. So pile 3. The person who would confess, I feel it would be you. I think majority of these piles, I think I mentioned that. It would be the crusher. Not the crushy. I don't think that's a word. It feels to me more like they stand in their own place. They stand in their safe space, and you kind of admire them from afar, and you want to reach out to them, and you've considered maybe walking away from this crush because it's like it's something that would never happen. I feel with the 6 of Swords reverse, but suddenly you have the change of heart to be like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm not gonna be in my head. I'm gonna walk into this, and I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna accept, hopefully, whatever they say, right? So it feels more like you would you would hope to see that they would notice you in like maybe a crowd, or maybe if you work with their team or something, you would feel like you have hopes that they kind of see the bigger scope. They kind of look you out and spot you and point you out. Not point you out specifically, but more so kind of take notice of your work, take notice of your personality and how you are. You're someone that's very maybe ambitious, but it feels to me like you're someone that's kind of trying to maybe hide away their feelings, or you try to kind of do the best that you can, but it just feels like you're someone that's trying to be maybe logical, but you're not being logical. You're kind of being a little bit maybe erratic when it comes to your actions, that you just go for it. So you kind of have this push of like adrenaline maybe to kind of go forth, but it takes you quite some time as well. I don't think you kind of do it just because it's like, but you're kind of back and forth whether you want to or not, and then finally you just take that plunge. But when you do, you take that plunge, it's fast. I also think this person is very cold maybe towards you, very cold to people. They have to be very protective of their space. I think there's someone that holds himself in high regard. There's someone who knows how to judge people and judge situations because they've been in the game for quite a long time, and they know how things work. They know that people usually see them with this rose-colored glasses, or they see them starstruck, and I feel that maybe that's what they perceive from you. They could possibly turn you down, I'll be honest, but at least they'll hear you out. It feels to me like they kind of stare at you and you stare at them. Kind of take notice physically and kind of make a mental judgment of each other. Like you guys kind of mentally judge each other. Not negatively or positively. It's more so you're trying to figure out your intentions and your personalities. But I do think you're the person that's going to go up to them and try to kind of give them a wand. Look at how it's interesting how this man over here on the right is trying to kind of give the wand to the queen on this side. It's like not necessarily handing it right away, but kind of like letting them know, like, you have open space. The female over here is much more guarded with her wand. It's just interesting. It's a lot of wand energy. It's a lot of ambitious cardinal energy. I think you both are very tunnel vision maybe about things that you want. So once you see it, you go forth full throttle. But I do think that you kind of take your time to consider options, as well as this person. So you are the person to confess pile 3. But I do think you're going to be kind of maybe tiptoeing about the fact that you kind of want to, but you don't. You're kind of like, should I not? I kind of started to know this person already, and I don't know if this is what I want, but I do like them. I think maybe you just like the aesthetic of them or the visuals of them from far away, or just things like that. But again, there's a lot of like, I think you maybe try to talk to them a lot. But I don't know if this person would reciprocate what you feel. But again, this is just solely based on who would confess. This would be you. But this person would listen at least. This person kind of feels like it's a dignified person to kind of listen to their, I want to say customers, but they listen to their fans, right? But yeah. I'm just letting you know about 3. So that's how it'll go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for listening, and have a lovely day. A lovely day. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It helps me out with my channel. And bye-bye, everybody.